in 2007 this all started, correct?
Right.
And I don't know when the trolling saga started, but it felt like it lasted a millennia. So
What's the trolling saga?
I feel like there was like 30 episodes where it was just trolling.
I mean, yeah.
There was 30
episodes, but it was like in the span of 2 years.
Yeah, the problem is that there is. I feel like the recent history of Christine has been very not well.
I think you meant to say Christery.
The Christery has not
Correct
been.
terminology.
There's not as much essentially.
Right.
I feel like there was a lot more recordings of trolling and stuff, and just the amount of it.
There's a lot still, but it's mostly confined to long Twitter rants and like threads on Twitter, and not that many videos, which I guess is not as entertaining to most people.
So what kind of trolling are we talking about here?
Oh, there's some egregious stuff. Do you want to?
Oh, sure. Things really started to kick off in around 2008, I guess, when trolls decided to pretend to be females online interested in Chris.
The catfish.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Of course. And that happened many times, actually. Chris kept falling for it every time, which was unfortunate.
Every single time.
Every single time. Yeah.
It's like, you'd think, like, even, it's like, how many times?
They won't
Does this
expect
have
a 10th catfish.
This is the one.
It's like, how many catfishes before you're like, I've seen this one before. This looks awfully familiar. One thing as well that is really concerning about, Chris throughout this whole documentary, especially in the earlier years, is just how much Chris wants to have sex.
Yeah, I like that because
Yes.
I think that's like the only way that you could fall for catfish that many times, right? So that like
It's very uncomfortable.
He just wants a girl.
Yeah, how did he refer to girls at that point? Because I remember there was
Boyfriend-free girl?
Boyfriend-free girl. We need like an entire encyclopedia of just,
This is like
Chris
this
terminology.
podcast will not do it justice. Hopefully what we can do is give you a basic introduction and a quick rundown of the important events,
Yeah.
and that if you really enjoy or you are extremely intrigued by what you hear, you can go and watch Gino's videos about
Yeah,
it.
please.
But we'll talk about it. And yeah, boyfriend-free girl is
Yeah.
one of my favorite phrases of all time.
By the way, that's officially called a quickism.
Oh, okay.
Quickism.
These are all words that are
Used by Chris. Yeah.
Right,
Invented
right.
by Chris, kind of, yeah.
It's like it sounds like a story, like a made up story.
The thing that's very concerning about Chris throughout the whole thing, especially earlier on, is the way that he talks about sex is very much almost like watching a caveman speak about sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I want sex. It's just like there's no emotion,
no intimacy.
Yeah,
or anything.
there's no mention of wanting to be close with someone. It's just I just want to have sex. It's the
It's
vibe
not so
that
much
you
like
get.
I want to make love. It's more like I just want to procreate. Kind of, like vibe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really strange. And I think that also starts, like you said, it starts the trolling saga, which has some really disgusting points.
Right.
Which I mean, so they start trolling with the catfishing, and then it goes.
We're not at the discussing point yet.
Oh no!
What?
It depends what it depends what flavor of, because I feel like there's a little bit for everyone in terms of disgusting.
What is this, an IGN review? Just a little something for everyone.
Whichever thing disgusts you the most. At some point, Chris has been involved with it.
Yeah.
Like whichever
Probably,
thing disgusts you, whether it be, I think one thing that I think was the first thing that happened that really caught me off guard, and I knew that this documentary was not going in good places. I can't remember if this was the first or what. There is many of the trolls. Correct me if I'm wrong here. They often, when they were pretending to be boyfriend and girlfriend, they would like convince Chris that they were like almost dating.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
And then they would ask Chris for videos. Of him doing certain things at the time.
Videos and pictures, yes. Close-up pictures of certain body parts, yes.
Yeah. And I just remember I was taking a bath one time watching this documentary. I was just like cleaning, just chilling, because, you have a nice bath in Japan. I was chilling. And I just remember it was like, and then Chris bought the cake and then filmed himself sitting on it. And I was like, what? What? So...
And then you proceed to scrub harder.
And I was like,
I'm not clean enough. I'm not clean enough.
So why did this all happen?
I think it's just a way to see, would Chris actually do this? just to challenge Chris in a way as well.
Right.
And I guess this also comes as a consequence to the state of the internet at that time, where you could be anonymous a lot more easily.
Yeah, it was very open.
Yeah.
Kind of just sounds like they were limit testing.
Well, it was like that year was like the Wild West as well, where everyone, it kind of became normal enough.
2008, yeah.
Yeah, mid-2000s internet was terrifying.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it was
remember
crazy
mid 2000s internet, man.
Yeah.
It was literally like the lawless place.
Yeah,
right? Like
because
you could do
I think
anything.
at the time I was mostly on Newgrounds at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
place was truly like, you know, if it was the Wild West, there would be duels happening left and right.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
getting shot down.
Yeah.
And so this was for 2 years, mainly, the main...
Mostly 2 years. Yeah.
And was this because Chris was just extremely active in responding, or was this because there was just a lot more of it, like a lot more trolls than there is now? What was the reason why there was just so much in those 2 years, do you think?
Well, it helps that Chris provided many entertaining videos.
Yeah.
So that kind of created content for them to laugh at. There was this certain group, a very close-knit group called the Private Villa of Corrupted Citizens, which...
Like, I don't even know if you're making it up.
It's almost tragic with like
I
the
feel like I'm
lack...
being trolled right now.
No, it's sad that a lot of the trolls sometimes just seem as pathetic as Chris sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and watching this, you're like, I don't know who's more pathetic. The guy trying to get Chris rubbing a cake in his ass video, or Chris. I can't decide
That's
most.
how you feel when I'm like talking about fate. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So what?
Yeah, this
what
is
did you just
as
say?
difficult as fate to get into. I think this is the
Chris Law is more
No,
complex than
yeah. That's I think Chris Law is in its own world. At this
Yeah,
point.
definitely.
So this trolling group, the PVCC, which is actually named after a thing in Sonichu, the comic series. So Chris made this name up. It wasn't the trolls. The PVCC was also the name of their community college, well, the Piedmont, Virginia Community College, renamed as the Private Villa of Corrupted Citizens, because to Chris, that college symbolized a very dark time in their history, because the dean of the school prevented Chris from posting an attraction sign on the wall asking or looking for a girlfriend.
Chris would often post signs across the school and then also around their area,
Yeah.
just advertising that they wanted a boyfriend-free girl. Right?
Yes.
Wow.
It's very strange because I think the lack of awareness is just always the Achilles heel when it came to Chris.
Yeah.
And I believe, for example, there was a period where Chris got kicked out of the mall
At least once, yeah.
for putting up signs.
Well, it wasn't signs. It was loitering. I
Loitering?
believe. Loitering
Well,
with like
waiting for a boyfriend-free girl.
right. Yeah. Like
Chris would approach people right at the mall.
Yes, they would as well, and also maybe throw a rock with the red string attached, and try to like lure a girl in.
You're making this up.
It's called the red string of fate.
Oh, right. That's popular in Japanese culture?
I believe so, yeah.
And like anime and stuff.
Literally,
Yeah.
like your name.
Yeah,
You know
your
that?
name has
Yeah,
it like
yeah,
on the pinky,
The
right?
red
Yeah.
strings of fate,
Yeah.
right?
And instead of a pinky, it's just a rock. And they just throw at people.
So Chris was literally fishing for girls.
That was at least one attempt at that, yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Chris was actually very infamously dogpiled on by security guards and thrown in jail, I guess, for a little bit, but then released and then permanently or like temporarily banned from the mall,
Right.
the local mall. So yeah, that was an issue for Chris because that prevented Chris from going to the go-to hotspot for boyfriend-free girls for a time.
I can't ever take it seriously when you say that.
Because what I find fascinating, right, is that from an outsider looking in, you want to feel sympathetic towards this person
Right.
because they are getting the worst of online trolls,
Yeah.
right? But at some point, you just hear a story about something that they do, and you're just like, what is wrong with you? Like,
It very much pushes
Yeah.
the limit of, how much accountability can you put on someone.
Yes.
Especially when Chris does have like quite severe autism.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
very
right.
difficult to feel like, man, if this was a normal person, this would be totally your fault. But also, how much can you, like I said earlier, like there's so much factors of like you can clearly tell the upbringing
yeah.
was questionable. Maybe I don't know how good the parenting was. I mean, I'm not a parent; I can't judge.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have to have learned some of these things from somewhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, what for you was like the sympathy line that like Chris like went over the line and you're just like, nope, there's no way I can root for you anymore. if there was.
Were you
if there
ever
was
at the
one?
sympathy line?
I mean, I'm not very sympathetic. No,
Yeah.
but
Right.
especially not after the recent events.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
recently,
yeah, of course,
recently
of course.
now it's like there's no sympathy there.
There's like
all sympathy's gone.
the sympathy line is just like in like the dust at this point.
But like I said, I remember I was watching it, and there was parts where like I genuinely felt like sympathetic towards Chris,
Yeah.
and I wanted to see Chris do better.
Yeah.
And then there was just a rant about why Chris hated gay people at some point, and I was like, for fuck's sake, like.
Yeah.
But was that orchestrated by the trolls?
No. That was, I believe, a lot of the issues of upbringing with Chris is the parents who
Right.
were very old when Chris was conceived. The father was 54, the mother was 40, so they were already old-timey kind of people who didn't really understand what autism was when Chris was diagnosed with it, and they were kind of afraid of letting Chris go to a special school for autism, or to treat it in any way, and just they kind of pretended that it didn't exist and kind of tried it.
Right.
Yeah.